Hi, and welcome to Where the Soul Flowers Grow. My name is Sarine, I'm a life coach, and I recently bought a house in the Swedish countryside that is in quite a bit of need of renovation. And I want to share my personal journey with this house with you because I feel like real life just gives the best examples of what it's like to go through a transformation. I don't like to talk about abstract concepts. I like talking about the challenges that I'm facing, and I want to inspire you either if you're stuck in some sort of situation where you feel like things are overwhelming and it feels impossible, the thing that you want to achieve, or also if you haven't set out on that type of journey yet, but you feel like you have a calling, something inside of you that is whispering and drawing you in a direction, and you're maybe a little unsure of whether you want to dare to explore that. So yeah, let's get into it. What are the things that this house is teaching me? What are the lessons? What are the things that are scary and that I in part also knew beforehand would be scary? Why am I doing it anyway? And what am I getting out of this? Number one thing that this house is teaching me is trusting my desires and trusting myself to go for them. Like, if you've been following me for a while on YouTube, where I started sharing my journey, or on Instagram, then you know that this house wasn't just like, oh, I think I want to buy a house in Sweden. It actually was a pretty sad story to begin with, that I was in a place in my life in Germany, where I'm originally from, where I felt so stuck and things felt so wrong and I just couldn't figure it out until I went on a retreat and got clarity that, oh, this whole time I have been feeling on the inside what I want, and I've just not been listening and I have not been following that. Instead, I was just following what I thought I should do, what others expected of me. And it's not random that I wanted to buy a house in Sweden. I've lived here before, and it was actually this exact area that I felt drawn to and that I've missed ever since I left it. And that was 8 years ago. And like, especially when I was traveling, I was in the most beautiful places, and there was something inside of me saying, this is very nice, but it's not that place in Sweden that you know and that you remember. So for me, it was this awakening to, your dreams, they don't go away if you don't follow them. You may have all the reasons not to do that, and people around you may be encouraging you to doing something that actually isn't aligned with you, that actually doesn't have very much to do with what you feel on the inside. And what the outcome of that is a life that doesn't have very much to do with you, and you will feel it in your entire body. And you can't live like that. I mean, you can, and a lot of people do, and that is actually pretty sad. And that, to me, that sadness or numbness, actually I should call it, that is worse than, or at that point it was worse than any of the fears I had or doubts about what would happen if I did this. And I think the number one thing that a lot of you can relate to is that we don't trust that we know what we want. We have this feeling, yeah, I think I want that, and that's really random and weird. So why would I want, like, what if I do it and then I realize, oh, this wasn't what I wanted, and then I've given up this that I already know. And yeah, it's maybe not the exactly what I want, but it's actually kind of nice. It's okay. It's comfortable. I know my way around in this, and it feels safe. This is what keeps us choosing a life that isn't really us. And when you start going for the life that you want, one of the biggest things to find out is that, oh, when I go for what I want, it turns out I get the confirmation, yes, this is what I want. I love living in this house. I love being in this place. And it's so reassuring to feel this. This is how I had imagined it. And you know, this fear of, oh, I'm just painting this picture of it's going to be so nice, but it's not going to be that. And like reality is going to come. And then I've given all of this up. No, this is, I'm in the place I want to be in. And I have exactly that feeling. I feel right in this place. And yes, there is a ton of stuff to be done around the house. And a lot of it is uncomfortable right now, like the water situation. I don't have running water in the house. I knew that before moving in. There is no heating system in the house right now that is really working, which at this point is fine. It's still summer, we don't need it. And I still have a little bit of time, and I am working on getting that fixed before the winter. But of course, those are all situations that put pressure on me and on the situation, and that can potentially get very uncomfortable. But all in all, I'm in this feeling of, oh, yes, I'm living the life I want to live. I'm in the place I want to be in. And when you get that feeling of, I have a desire, I go for my desire, and it gives me the what I wanted out of it, that helps you trust that voice inside of you that knows and that tells you to do the things that don't make much sense to the mind. um, and it's good to, it's like a muscle, and it's good to work that. And this is definitely teaching me that. It's like, I wanted the house in Sweden. I got the house in Sweden. It's exactly what I wanted. So that gives me the, I'm daring to do more things that I feel inside of me that I want to do, that maybe doesn't make a lot of sense to other people, or sometimes even to my mind. The second thing is, there is a natural timeline or structure to any type of personal growth journey. When you're starting a new project or setting out to do something that you haven't done before, at first you have this honeymoon phase, let's call it that, where it is just like I described it. You get there and it's like, oh, it's exactly what I wanted. It's how I imagined it. It's so wonderful. And then also comes the phase where you're being hit with all the other aspects of that reality. Like for me, I am definitely in that phase right now where I can feel like, oh, the honeymoon is over. I'm not in this, this what do you call it? Like kind of naive when everything is so wonderful and you're like, yeah, I'm aware of all of these issues with the house, but they will work out. I'm trusting the universe. No, I'm in the phase right now where I'm like, I don't have any water in the house. It's stressing me out. I hope these fireplaces will be fixed and I will be able to still get firewood, and I will be able to heat the house with them, because that is also like, that is a decision on my end. And that is due to the budget partly, that I don't see myself spending money on the type of heating system I would like to have in this house, like a modern geothermal system. That would be, at this point, yeah, it would be very nice, very comfortable, but that's like out of my budget at this point, because there's other things that need to be done first. So heating the place with firewood, very romantic. I'm looking forward to it, but right now I'm in the, oh my god, I hope I can make that work before the winter comes. And yeah, there's like several of these things where I'm feeling very like anxious about, can I make all of this work, or will this work out? Because it's not just up to me. These are obviously jobs that other people are doing that are very busy. And it's a lot of me making phone calls, making sure that um, I remind people of, hey, I don't have any water. Hey, I need this. Hey, I need that. And so that is definitely a different feeling. I still have the, yes, I'm in the right place and I'm doing the right things, but it's also, you're more in the reality of what your decisions mean. And that doesn't mean that anything is wrong. It just, you're just seeing another side or another aspect. And I throw myself into these kinds of situations aware of that these things will show up. Like I don't make any decisions thinking, oh, when I do that, after that, everything's going to be fine. Like when I make decisions, I know this is what I want, and it will come with its set of challenges. Like it's not going to be all um, all fine after that. All just a walk in the sunset. Is that even a saying? A walk in the park, I think. Anyway, walk in the sunset works too. But you know what I mean. And at the same time, knowing that this will come up is still a different thing than being in it and actually having to deal with it. And that is another important lesson. It's like that saying, like ships aren't made to be just sitting in the harbor, they're made to be taken out into the sea. So for me, that is the point. It is not just about, oh, when I live in my cozy and Pinterest worthy house on the Swedish countryside where everything is just so quaint and cute, then everything will be fine because I will be in that feeling forever. No, it's also I want to see the kind of person I become going through this journey and going through this process. And that means, what will I do when I'm faced with these situations? And so far, I am pretty good at not just trusting that things will work out, but leaning into there is always a solution. I feel like that is a very important skill to have in life in general. This not just focusing on one desired out, or you can focus on the outcome, but don't make it all about one particular way it has to come about. Like with the water situation, I was very willing and prepared. Like I had bought one of those camping showers and I was willing and prepared to just shower in my backyard with rainwater. And I was even, oh yeah, see, I've almost forgotten about that. Um, since there's no water in the house, I obviously can't use the toilet in the house. And I was fretting about how to build an outhouse before I came here. And then when I got here, I discovered, oh, there is one. And I was really grateful for that. And with the shower, what happened is I met people here and I told people about my situation, and people are super helpful. And now I have a friend at whose place I can shower and do my laundry, and in return I cook for them. And that is really nice, and it's a good deal and it's actually something I look forward to. And what this has done to me is it's making me appreciate water so much right now. And I feel like at once I have water in the house, it will be such a different feeling. I will appreciate it so much more than if it just had been here. Am I looking forward to that day? I can't wait for the days to be over where I'm in this kind of limbo and like, yeah, having to shower somewhere else and like brushing my teeth outside. Like the other day was kind of funny. I was standing in the yard brushing my teeth and the bus drove by and it was honking and I was kind of embarrassed. I'm like, oh, what are people thinking? But at the same time, it's like I would rather live a life like that than one where nothing happens. And I don't know, the water will come eventually. Maybe not within the 4 weeks that I had been told, and maybe it will. I don't want to jinx it, but let it be 6 weeks. Then still, and that's the thing how I've been going about things. It's I trust that they will work out, and I'm also okay with that. I don't always feel that way, that I sometimes do get anxious, and that I sometimes do feel like, what have I got myself into? Am I in over my head? Did I completely misjudge this situation? Are all the people who are like, oh wow, such a big project, are they right? Am I doing something that can't be done? And so far, I feel this attitude of, well, let's go see what the next step is, has served me so well. And I feel like it's something that you need in life, because if you don't do that, there are no certainties, basically. So, what are you going to do? Like, avoid all the difficulties that could come up on your path towards what you really want? Because the reality is also, all those difficulties and challenges also show up on the path that lead you to something that you don't want. It's not like it's not like that path is without challenges. It's more like, yeah, you get all the challenges and you don't even get the reward. And I feel like I'm constantly being rewarded. And also, when you are living a life that is in alignment with you, things are constantly being moved for you. Like, there's just so much that is happening all the time where things are just getting better than I expected. Like with the outhouse, for that was one example. Or that I made friends so fast that are super helpful. And I'm not really sure if what came first, if it's my ability or willingness to see solutions that I had, and that's what made me be able to take on such a project, or if I took on the project and I'm discovering this ability, it could go hand in hand. But I believe it's not something that is unique to me. I believe we all have that, but it only comes out when we put ourselves in situations where we need to uncover that skill. Because, yeah, only when we are in situations that feel impossible do we actually start finding solutions that weren't there before. And when we don't get ourselves into those kinds of situations, there's no need for that. When we only ever go for what is possible, what is comfortable, what is secure, for me, that's what led me into a life of feeling numb and not feeling much in particular. And setting out on this journey that is more about, I'm going for what I want, and I'm curious to let the path there unfold itself as I'm taking the steps. And I know this sounds so cheesy, and it's so, like, I'm not the first person to say this, that the path will reveal itself with every step that you take. And that's really how it is. And it's really like, just to think of the fungus in the house. Like, the whole time I haven't seen it as an enemy or like this huge problem or something. To me, it felt almost like a friend, something that helped me get the house at a much lower price, which I think was more in the reality of what I could afford. But it started with me and the willingness to pay the actual price of the house, or pretty close to the actual price. My first offer wasn't much lower than the asking price. And it felt like the fungus helped me get it at a price that actually fits more with my budget for all the things that also need to be considered, because you're not done when you're buying a house. There's a lot of things that you need to factor in and a lot of unknowns that can come up and that cost money. And I think I would have been in way over my head if I had bought the house at the original price, which I was willing to do. And then I would have been in another situation with other problems to solve. And like this, to me, the fungus was kind of a miracle. And now it's also gone. We were able to say goodbye. He has done its duty. And yes, so I have time and money to do all the things that need to be done around the house. And also the knowing that, okay, whatever needs to be done around the house, I will be able to make that money or take out a loan, which is something I wouldn't have used to want to consider because I was very afraid of loans. And now I'm loaning money or borrowing money from a relative, which I mean is a loan, but it feels different from taking one from the bank. But now I'm also more open to, yeah, maybe taking out a loan if I realize, okay, there's more that needs to be done that I can't afford right now, because it's a bet on me being able to make the money. Maybe I don't have all of it right now, but throughout the next, I don't know, however many years, I have all the confidence that I will be able to pay off those debts. Yeah, and the last part is there is help. You don't need to do it alone. In fact, you can't do it alone. For me, this is such a important lesson because I am someone who is pretty independent and unfortunately a lot in the mindset of I have to do it myself. And when you take on a project like this, it puts you pretty fast in the reality that you can't. And then, well, either you get very frustrated and really worn out, or, and which is something that I intentionally set out to do from the beginning, I was like, I'm not gonna go down that narrative of I'm that strong, independent woman who can do all the things by herself. That is not what I want. So even though I don't have a life partner right now, I was making sure at every step where I felt like I can't do this, I'm either hiring somebody or I'm asking for help. And there is help. People are so willing to be a part of your journey. And that is a really nice experience. And it's really empowering too to understand this. You don't have to do things by yourself. We are not meant to figure things out alone. We are interdependent. We are, yeah, we all have something to give and we all have needs that we cannot meet ourselves. And that's not a problem. That's actually a nice thing. It's such a great experience. Like the other day, my friends and I were doing a part of the basement that the company that was taking out the fungus and blowing in the gravel, there was this part in between that wasn't part of their offer. Like, and it was actually pretty simple. It was just removing some scrap wood in the basement and then also putting some fabric there. That is actually the part that keeps out the moist, and the gravel just comes on top of it. And we were just having so much fun doing that. I mean, it's this basement is kind of, yeah, it was a little scary because in some areas it's very narrow and like, yeah, it was very interesting experience, but we were also having a lot of fun because we were doing this as a team together. And like, I would not have had that experience if I had set out to do this myself. If I had gotten the idea of, oh, I need to do this alone, I can't ask somebody. And it's like, for me, this is such a nice memory. And not only have I seen the entire basement, like every inch of it, of this house, but also, yeah, that just made it so much fun. And it's just such a great memory to have. And it's kind of nice that, symbolically speaking, this house now stands on that foundation of, yeah, the camaraderie and the community that we had doing this together. And I feel like the house is not just built of the physical materials, it's also made of the experiences that we create in them. And we do create them, they don't happen to us. And we can have a lot of say in what kinds of memories are being created. And not, that's of course not just the house, I'm speaking about life in general. And yeah, this is where I want to leave you for today, with knowing that you can do it. If you couldn't, you wouldn't hear that voice inside of you that invites you to explore a certain path, because it doesn't work that way. You're not, your inner compass wouldn't send you down a road that actually isn't for you. That's not how it works. When you're hearing a calling from within to do something, it is because you are meant to go that way. It is because, yes, you will face challenges, but you will either discover that you already have inside of you what you need to be able to meet them, or you will develop the skills. It's either or. It's not to run you into a wall of, oh, this is what I wanted and I can't get it. So that is the part that you can trust. You don't have to trust that you know everything, because you don't. You don't have to trust that you can do everything, because you can't. But you can trust that you can learn a lot of things, that you will find out so much about you that you wouldn't if you hadn't taken on this challenge. And you can also trust that there is help when you're open to it. When you close yourself off, of course, it can't get to you, but it actually doesn't take a lot for us to receive help and to be open to it. All it takes is a willingness, and the right people will show up, and a lot of the challenges that would be impossible for us by ourselves become very manageable or even fun when we do them together. And yes, this is what I want to share with you today, what this house has been teaching me. There are so many more things, so many more lessons, and I'm so looking forward to sharing more of this in these podcast episodes. If you're watching this on YouTube, yes, I have a vlog coming too about the water situation. It's the internet situation that is making it a little hard right now to put out that type of content very fast, but then again, this is also supposed to be about slow living, so here we are. You can't ask for something and then not want it when it gets to you. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, I am so happy that you're here, that you're following along on this journey, and I hope you find inspiration for your own journey. And if you would like more help with personal guidance, as I said before, I am a life coach. I do offer one-on-one coachings. You find all the info in the box below. And yes, so much for today. And wherever you're at in your journey, please remember you are loved the way you are right now. You're good and right the way you are right now. And you deserve all the good things that you desire, just the way you are right now. It's never about fixing you. It is about getting you what you truly want, just the way you are right now.